with accountrecruiting.com on a nice, actually December 3rd. I know it was in the South here. It was in the 60s. Um, so it was nice. People were outside. Actually, people were outside playing baseball today down in here in Alabama. Chad, I don't know about where you are in West Virginia, Ohio area. I've seen pictures of snow in New York. So
Yeah.
I don't know what you're getting there. But go ahead. Tell them what we're going to talk about tonight, and then we'll go from there.
Well, first of all, we were a nice, partly cloudy 57 with winds today. We could have played a baseball game easily, but we had a couple snow flurries last week. But the weather's holding on up here. We've gotten a lot of rain, but still enough resources and enough time and enough things for players to get better. Being creative. We're creative up here in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Appalachia.
In the
I know, but
mountains.
in the mountains, it could be 60 degrees and sunny, or 25 and snowy right now. But maximize your resources, find ways to get better, find a brick wall, put on a hoodie and a toboggan or a beanie and throw against it, dry swings, push-ups, sit-ups, find a weight room, find a gym, all that good stuff. Where there's a will, there's a way. Keep working hard. Keep thinking about your future. Let that future drive you, and let us help you out. So the big thing that I wanted to talk to everybody tonight about is our up and coming business ahead in account, baseball recruiting, and just kind of fill you in on what we do, and how we can help you. First of all, we want to help you in more ways than one. We don't want to just help you find a college. We want to help you with the player development stuff. We want to give you advice. We've been there. We've got a lot of 50 plus years of college baseball experience. Had players that we've coached, obviously make it to the next level professionally and all that good stuff. But the bottom line is, it's about how can you help me. Now, we could sit here and tell you about every single baseball experience we've ever had. We could give you as much eyewash, as I like to call it, as you want. But at the end of the day, it's what you do. It's how you produce. And here's what we're going to do for it. First and foremost, we're going to give you an upfront, honest opinion, evaluation of your status as a prospective college athlete, and that means everything: your character, your drive, your academics, all five tools, and obviously what I like to refer to as the sixth tool. Your desire, your drive, what's inside of you, how hard you're willing to work. Because remember, if you want to go play college baseball or softball, you can't like either of those sports. You can't like them. You got to love them, because sometimes it's a very rewarding. It's a lot of hard work. It can be grueling. It can be a grind. This game's the hardest game on the planet, period. And you got to work at it. You got to make sacrifices, gang. I mean, that's one of the things that I see with young people is the willingness to make a sacrifice, right? And being a high school baseball coach after 20 years as a college baseball coach, and even an athletic director at the end of my time in college, I did both. The biggest thing I see of high school athletes is, they think the want to's there, but are you willing to sacrifice and do what it takes? Because it takes what it takes. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
that question of, when you're sitting there, and I've done this with some prospective clients that we've had. Do you really want to play? Do you really, really want to play? And by the time you say really, really, really five times, they're laughing, but that's no joke. Do
yeah,
you want to put in the time when you sign up with us to the point where you get into where you want to go, and you want to put in the time to better yourself at that point on. Because let's
Yeah.
face it, baseball, softball, business, career, whatever you get into, you got to really, 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 really want it.
Yeah. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of times, not just in the game of baseball, but in sports in general and in life, human beings tend to put themselves around people that tell them what they want to hear. Right.
Correct.
And of course, a head and account LLC is a business, right? It's a business. However, it's our job to give you an honest evaluation, of where you're at. That's, in any coaching, teaching, you got to take a benchmark assessment of where your client is, where your team is, where your students are, right? This is no different. And then we go from there. Where are you? Where would you like to go? Because it's your career. It isn't mine. It isn't Coach Coon's. It's yours. It isn't your coach's either. It's yours. Where can we help? Where do you want to go? All right, now then we jump in. Here's what I think. Okay, here's what we think. Let's try to target these schools. Are you good with that? Is it an academic fit? Is it a social fit? All that stuff. Look, this is not an exact science. Player evaluation, placement is not an exact science. If this was an exact science, there would be no transfer portal.
Correct.
Okay, there absolutely would be no transfer portal, right? So here's the thing. With us, we've been there. Student athlete, been through the recruiting process, recruited on the other end, and now in a situation where trying to place kids in good fits and good programs. So we kind of had the best of both worlds. But we're going to give you an open, honest evaluation, that benchmark assessment, right? We're going to talk through things. We are two very personable people who like to talk. I'm a people person. Coach Coons is a people person, right? We could get in an elevator with people and find something and talk. That's just how it is. We were told once by someone, you can talk to anyone. We can talk to anyone. All right.
And we'll talk a lot too. I
And
understand.
we'll talk a lot. But it's not just
You know,
talk,
and I was going to say, and Chad, the other thing is, you may not like what we think, and that's okay. We're going to be honest with our opinion on it. Now, there's other companies out there who will totally agree with you. Take your money, and you'll be in the same boat after you do that. We are going to be there every step of the way. Like I say, we're not salespeople. We're coaches. We've been in the trenches. We have. I can't even tell you the number of players I've reached out and recruited in my career with coaching. Thousands of players. And you give them an honest evaluation, because it's 4 years of their life that you're talking about, that you're going to have them there. I mean, let's face it. Everybody wants to play, if they can, Division One. It's on TV. It's the glitz. It's the glory. It's this. You see the teams. Look. Get off baseball for a second. Look at Oregon football. I mean, do they wear the same uniform any 2 games? They've got everything there. But you know what? That may not be for you. It may not. And guess what? There are JUCO kids. There are Division III kids, and so on, that are in the major leagues today.
Yeah.
Or playing professional softball in some league somewhere. You got to understand, if you can play, they're going to find you.
Play.
But we're not going to just tell you, hey, you know what? You want to play Division One? We'll get you Division One. We're not going to be like that. I mean, we're going to give you an honest opinion. We want to work with your family. We want you to communicate with us, and we want you to be who you are. You never change who you are, and we'll push for you.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Absolutely. And, if you're good, look, your coach is going to play a big role in the promotion of you at the college level to scouts too, right? And I transferred I went to a Division III school for 2 years, and I went to a Division II school. And I actually played more at the Division II school and played with a big leaguer. Played with a big leaguer at a small D2, and I played with the best player that I've ever played with, a guy that played 8 years of pro ball, played with Baltimore, Cincinnati, was a teammate of Joey Votto's in the minor leagues on that small team. We had 2 kids, that made it, and actually, a third that got drafted, who was the brother of the big leaguer,
Right.
twin brother. So, but our coach had played a big role in the scouts, and even at a small D2, we had scout day. We had scout day. We had guys try to be there. And in today's world, you need to ask coaches that, right? If you aspire to that and you have the tools, you got to have the work ethic, though. I always used to think, like, if a kid comes to me, coach, I want to play pro ball. What can you do for me? Blah, blah, blah. In my mind, I'm thinking, this guy's going to work like he's going to play pro ball. If he's going to put in that work, it's going to help our baseball team, right?
That's right.
And guys are going to gravitate to that and all that stuff, as long as he's about the team and not just about himself as well, which is
Right.
tricky in the game of baseball, as you all know at times. It just is. It just is. But anyway, we're going to work hard for you, and it's not. You're not going to cost you an arm and a leg to do it. We're and we want to develop a relationship with you for the long haul. When we place you somewhere, we want to talk to you, not necessarily like, hey, are you happy? You want to not that that's kind of not our thing, but we want to make sure that our relationship's good. Your relationship to the family's good, and we keep we keep tabs on you, maybe even see you play. But the other thing with Tom and I, is we like to get out on the road and watch you, and if possible, we'd like to see you in person and in video. Sometimes video's tough, right? You can see how the body works, biomechanics. You can see arm speed, you can see bat speed, exit velo, all that stuff, right? But seeing a kid in person ties it all together, right? It ties the metrics together, that ties the video together, the metrics, and in person, right? It ties it all
Right.
together, and we can give these coaches an honest, upfront opinion, because you got to think of it from our standpoint as former coaches, former college coaches. The worst thing we can do is give a college coach an evaluation that's eyewash. It's like, we need to be able to communicate your strengths and your weaknesses, right? And your
Right.
academic and your character and all that stuff, because it's the total package, right? These guys, you know, these college coaches aren't like I am, for example, right now, where I teach all day and then go do baseball. These guys do it 24/7, 365. You have to understand what a college baseball coach is. It is 24/7, 365. It's 52 weeks a year, right? And you may even get it if you're in a recruiting process with somebody. You may even get a text message on Christmas Day from somebody. I used to
Absolutely.
sneak in a back room and fire out messages to all my recruits. That's the beauty of technology these days. Is it over the top? Sure. But recruiting, you have to understand, is what makes the program. A program can have the best facilities in the world, which will help recruiting, player development, whole 9 yards. If you do not have the Jimmies and Joes as a coach, the chances of you being successful are greatly diminished, right? We know that with culture and work ethic and all that stuff, you can overcome stuff. But you got to have a bunch of at least average to above average baseball players who band together to be able to do that. And that's just fact. So guys want good players, right? And guys that are going to work at it. So we have to communicate that, and we have to be honest with you. And the way we're going to do that is develop a relationship with you so that you can trust us and we can have really good conversations with you. And maybe sometimes, I'm not saying difficult, but I'm just saying, brutally honest.
Right.
With us.
And I think you made a good point about that. Our company, what we try to do, we have a reputation to uphold too, because we have these relationships with these coaches personally. I think the other big thing that we have is, or that about our company, is price point. And you would hit on that a little bit. There's other companies out there that are, and we're not knocking anybody else's company, believe me, because we can talk about ours and what we do. We know what we do. The big thing is the price point that we charge is substantially less than a lot of other companies. And maybe other companies will say, well, you get what you pay for and this and that. Well, no, we figure what we're trying to do for you is to get you money, to get you that look out there, to get you placed in a school. So it's one of those things where a person goes to a financial advisor because they need help with their finances, but the financial advisor is going to charge you $1,000. Well, if you had $1,000, you wouldn't maybe need the financial advisor because you're all set. That's how I think we're looking at it. We don't want to take out of your pocket because we're trying to put some in your pocket, whether it be financially, whether it be choices of schools, whether it be anything like that. So, what we charge is a lot less than a lot of other companies, but what we will give you, I will put against any other company that's out there. Reputation, knowledge, development, schools, advice, involvement with you and your family, all that stuff. Social media, we go through it all. I've got clients right now that I tell them, we set up a schedule. Every day that you go through, I've got somebody either a call set up with them or a text set up, and we're going to go back and forth. We treat it like we treat recruits. And that's how we've been running this, and I think, don't look at the price point and somebody will say, well, they don't charge enough, or what are you going to get? It's how good can it be when they only charge that? Well, you'd be surprised. I think that's the number one thing that the message has to be. I mean, if you want to pay us $2,000 to go do something for you that we will do for the price that we're charging, hey, we'll take the money. That's not a problem. We'll do all that. That'll work out very well. But I think price point, which you hit on, that's a key thing here.
Yeah, and reach out to us, okay? So I'm going to give everyone some instructions, some homework. Go to aheadaccountrecruiting.com. Okay. My email is Coach Porter. That's PORTER 6 @gmail.com. Coach Coons, what's your email?
Coach T Coons @gmail.com.
And Twitter.
And it's right on our website.
Yep.
Yes.
Porter26 on Twitter. And reach out to us. DM. We'll get right back to you. Once we make contact, we'll give you our personal numbers. And let's talk baseball. No, and here, this is what I want to end in terms of my talk with is, it's completely 100% a non when you come and talk to us, it's not there's no pressure, there's no commitment.
None.
It's all about we talk both sides. We feel like there's enough here for a great relationship that we can help you, your son or daughter, get to the next level, which is going to, help them in life. So that's what we're about.
Yeah, and you can go on our website, aheadaccountrecruiting.com, go to the questionnaire, fill it out. We'll do a free evaluation for you. We'll tell you where we think. You send us a video, we'll evaluate you and give you an honest opinion. If it's something you want to pursue, we're more than happy to help you. There's no commitment, there's no high pressure. Like I say, Chad and I have never been salesmen, uh, but we've been recruiters, we've been coaches, and we know what schools need and want, and we can certainly help guide you. We know the social media presence. We can help guide you. We know uh, the ins and outs of the sport, baseball and softball. We can help guide you. And guess what? If we can't, there's enough people in our organization that we can guide you to them, and they certainly can do it as well. So I think it's, is it, do you have anything to lose? You don't. It's a
Well
win-win.
said.
You take a chance, and that's what you do. But we're here to help you. And I think Chad hit it on the head. You have our personal cell. We don't shut down. You have to call us on Christmas Eve. Our phone will ring.
Yeah.
We'll answer it. New Year's Eve, we'll probably answer it right up until midnight. Till the fireworks start, I guess. But that's it. That's how we do it. It's not a business phone that you're answering or calling out to. You're getting us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said.
All right. Well, if you do have any questions, get on that aheadindaccountrecruiting.com website. You can email us. You can text us. You can follow us on Twitter. Chad said DM us. That works too. But if you fill out that questionnaire, there is no obligation whatsoever. You give us a chance to look at you. We'll tell you what we think. If you're already working with somebody, it doesn't hurt to have a second opinion too. See if it compares. See if it's different. Maybe you've improved, but give us a chance to look at you, and we'll do it. But we hope you all have a great week here, the first full week of December. And hopefully we will see you sometime next week again. We'll have a new topic. And the other thing is, Chad, they can DM us or text us with a subject they'd like to hear, and we will certainly go into that.
Absolutely.
Whether it's baseball, whether it's softball, recruiting, colleges, we'll talk about it. We've got the areas covered, and we'll give you the information. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great evening, and we will see you next week.
Take care.